Hari Om, good morning. All right, good to see you all. It's a big day today. Yes, very, very exciting. And you know, I always like to refer to Swami Satchidananda in the Golden Present. I'm like, what does he have to say for today? And you know, I'm always thinking, oh, is it going to be one of those big long pages and a great story? Well, guess what today's reading is? January 20th. Accept. Whatever comes, accept it as God's will. The end. That's the reading for today. Whatever comes, accept it as God's will, your higher power's will, or your higher intelligence, divine intelligence, the will of that. And wow, I mean, could that not be a more profound teaching to have to really study? It's not this very simple thing to just say, oh, just accept it. No, there's some deep, powerful work, I think, that is required in the pathway of acceptance and recognizing that there is something greater that's functioning. You can even look at our own life, you know, if we see that, if we think we're in control of every shift and turn, every occurrence and outcome, I think it's a lot for our brains to carry. And I don't know that we can always say that we created everything. Maybe we call it accident, coincidence, convergence, but there's some force. And I know the more that I lean into that concept, it actually helps me be a little more peaceful, at least a little less stressful. Like if I had to figure out every way that the world's going to turn, that would be too much. I certainly wouldn't want to create a lot of the harm. And I wish that I could be in charge of that not having to happen. But it's very clear it's part of the dynamic of being on this planet. I like the Buddhist perspective, which says in one's lifetime, there will be 10,000 joys and 10,000 sorrows. And it really points to the fact that there's an endless number of these things that can happen. And I feel like we've been seeing them very clearly. And so when we can have the joys, let's celebrate them. When we have the sorrows, let's come together and help each other. Let's practice yoga. So welcome everyone. I'm going to go ahead and mute. All right. So find your nice comfortable seat. Make sure if you can that you have your props nearby so they're already ready for you, or when we get up you can get them. We will want to use a block or two today, and then your blanket. Always good to have with your practice. Once you feel yourself nice and tall, let the eyes close and make sure that you're tall but not straining, not stiff. There's a feeling of flow happening here. Tune into your own breathing to have that connection where the inhale lengthens, uplifts, inspires. Do your best to maintain that and feel how the exhale helps to soften and ground, even center. And from this place, let's channel our energy into 3 ohms. Inhale. For the Hari Om chant, I'll see if anyone would like to volunteer to be the responder from our group. If anyone feels inspired from having done these Hari Oms for a little bit, does anybody want to be the responder? Anandi? Yes, so you just go ahead and unmute yourself. I saw a few others that looked like they might have been willing, so maybe we'll do that again if that hasn't already happened with the other teachers. Okay, here we go. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari 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 Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari 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 Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari 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 Hari Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari Om.
Hari Hari Om.
Hari Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And a deep exhale, bow the chin forward. Roll the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Try not to tense up in the shoulders as you do this. Look down towards the floor, turn the head. Bring the head back to face forward. And gently roll forward again, chin towards the chest. And bring your left ear over towards the left shoulder. Gently turn the head to look down towards the floor. Turn to face forward again. And gently lift the head back to center. Reach back, interlace the fingers behind you. Gently squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift through the heart center, look upwards. Stretch the front of the neck. Even bring your lower teeth in front of the upper teeth. Stretch the neck. And relax, look forward, release the hands back to the front. Nice. Let's bring our legs in front of us. Take yourself off your cushion or your blanket. Legs are in front, hands behind the knees. We'll take a little activation for around the abdomen. So I want to have you tilt back and then notice that you're keeping a nice long spine. Your heels are lightly touching the floor. Your knees are bent in enough. Almost like we're ready for boat pose, because we are going to get ready for upward facing boat pose. So breathing here. Try floating the feet up just a few inches, or maybe the feet at knee height. And then touch the heels back down. Keep the body at that tilted angle, very light touch of the heels, not putting weight back in the heels. And float the feet up. Make sure you're not tensing in the neck. Focus on the abdomen doing the work here. And touch the heels down, very lightly touching. And then float the feet back up. See if you can focus once again on the abs, not the hips tightening. If you're doing okay here, reach the arms towards the feet. If you're still doing okay, try to reach the arms a quarter of the way higher. And maybe towards the ceiling. Going to be more challenging. Good. And then reach back towards the knees. Touch the heels down. Let's lean all the way forward, hands towards the feet, bow the head. Just a simple forward fold with the knees nice and bent, stretching the back. And rolling up with the head be the last to come up. And sweep the feet around behind you for tabletop position. Look down, make sure the fingers are spread wide apart. And go ahead and begin on your own. You all know the tabletop with the cat-cow. So take a little bit of time here to move with the breath. So do your best to feel the connection of movement and breath, really listening. Good. A few more moments. Come back to your tabletop position. Let's tuck the toes under. Downward dog, shifting back, stretch out the backs of the legs. Press firmly through fingers and palms. You can pedal here, bending one knee and then the other, reaching the heel towards the mat to see how that feels. Press firmly through the hands to reach the hips farther away. Just notice how that feels. And notice if the shoulders are hiking up by the ears, can you press them back towards the shoulder girdle, broaden them, make sure you feel there's a connection with the way the hands are pressing, the arms are spiraling, and shift forward into your plank. Adjust as you need to so your shoulders aren't shooting past the wrists. You want to look down, see that nice alignment, shoulders right above wrists. That looks great. Downward dog, shift back. Let's stretch the right leg up high. Three-legged dog here. Lower the foot, downward dog. Switch, lift the left, three-legged dog. Stretching high. Now we'll step this foot forward into the lunge, reach it towards the top of the mat, simply to follow up with the right away, Uttanasana. Step forward in our forward fold, making our way to vertical. Hands on the shins, lengthen to our halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana. Think about the abdomen lifting, maybe a light bend in the knees so you can feel the nice long torso. Looks great. Airplane the arms out to the sides. And then press on the feet to stand up. Swing the arms up by the ears. Take your arch in the upper back, right below the shoulder blades, and then hands in prayer. Nice. And then release the arms to Dasana. So if you need to go find your blocks, go ahead and move to get those. Once you're standing, have your feet hip width apart. We'll practice Netra Vyayamam from standing. So however you're comfortable with the arms, if in Tadasana feels right, or palms against the thighs, that's fine. So this is a little more challenging because we are standing now. So maybe be mindful about a shorter duration if that seems better. So when you're ready, keep your head steady, chin level, draw the eyes up towards the ceiling, and circle the eyes to the right, circle down, left, and continue. So find the pace that works for you. Remember, by going slowly, you receive most of the benefits of strengthening the eye muscles, toning the optic nerves, so that you can slowly work the muscle in every direction. Good. Finishing the circle you're on, the eyes reach up towards the ceiling. When you're ready, center the eyes and close. Open the eyes, draw the eyes up to the ceiling, circling to the left and down, and continue. Even here, remember not to strain. Keep the breath steady. Notice how it feels on your 2 feet. Good. Finishing the circle you're on, eyes reach up towards the ceiling. And when you're ready, center and close. Palms of the hands together. Let's rub them vigorously. Once you feel the warmth in the palms, the heat rising, cup the hands, place them over the eyes. Again, feel that you're blocking out all the light, sealing in the warmth. And also feel the grounding of the 2 feet on the earth. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, let the hands glide down. Fingers on the eyelids. 4th finger now draws across the eyelid to massage the eyes. Good. And then lower the arms, shake the hands out. Let's roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And then the other direction. And release that. Find your Tadasana. You can even look down. See that the toes are pointing forward. The feet are no more than hip width apart. You can feel that you're doing your best to evenly distribute the weight under the pads of the feet. Almost as though you're pressing more firmly into the earth. See if you can feel that pressure being added by consciously drawing awareness. From there, a feeling of energy lifts up through the legs without locking the knees. A length in the front of the hips as we lightly engage the glutes, very gentle, a light lifting in and up around the abdomen. This has created a bit more length through the body. A broadness across the front and the back, shoulders finding that just right spot, the neck lengthening without tightening, the face relaxed, top of the head lifting higher. A balance of effort and ease. Take an inhale, palms together on the exhale. Let's reach our arms forward, up, small arch. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward in Uttanasana. Let's pause here for a moment. Bend both knees quite a bit so you feel the abdomen connect to thighs. Make sure the neck is nice and relaxed. Maybe shake the head side to side. Then slowly straighten the knees a little bit to keep the abdomen towards the thighs. One more time, bend the knees quite a bit. Now press the floor away as you lift the hips up with the feet, pressing the floor with the feet as the hips float up. Place the hands outside the feet or on your blocks. Left foot steps all the way back to lunge. Pause here as we breathe into the ascending colon with the pressure of thigh against abdomen. Lengthen the torso, hips forward and down. Nice, everyone. All right, let's lift that left knee, step back, downward dog. Firmly plant the hands. Shift forward so you can lower the knees down, hips stay raised, and lower chest between the hands, chin forward. So you will want to move the blocks, I think, for moving through. Yeah, and then you'll just come right back to them. Lift up for low cobra. Good, and then shift all the way back, plank downward dog. Now, if you need the blocks for your wrists, you could do them flat, if that was helpful for you. Otherwise, we'll come back to them in the lunge. All right, bringing your left leg forward. You can either do the lifting leg, as some of us do, or lower the right knee and bring the left foot forward, and then come back to blocks. If you're using them, feel that lift. There we go. Again, pausing here for a few breaths, feeling the compression now, left side of the abdomen into the thigh, the length of the torso, not straining in the neck. This looks really nice. And lifting the right knee if it's down, step forward, Uttanasana. Relaxing the neck. A little bit more of your weight is towards the front of the feet. Let's take our Ardha Uttanasana again, lengthening the back, hands on the shins. To help mentally register the feeling, the muscle memory in the body so we can think of a lengthened back when we come up. Airplane the arms out to the sides. Again, we'll stand up from here. reaching the arms by the ears, stretch long, and then arch right below shoulder blades and hands in prayer. All right, let's take 2 faster rounds now to get the body nice and warm. Start in Tadasana so we feel ourselves centered, grounded. Focus your attention and your energy. Inhale. Palms together on the exhale. Arms reach forward up into your arch as you inhale. Exhale, fold the body. Hands outside the feet. Inhale, right foot all the way back, look forward. Downward dog, press through the palms, lips up high. Inhale, forward, lower knees, hips stay raised as you lower chest and chin. Inhale, low cobra. Your exhale, press all the way back, lift the right leg or step the right foot forward right away and find your lunge. Good, follow up, left foot steps forward, Uttanasana. This time all the way up. Reach the arms however you like, airplane or forward, arch at the top, and hands in prayer. Excellent. Third round. Reach your arms forward, up, small arch. Exhale from the hips all the way forward. Send the left foot all the way back for your lunge position. Downward dog. Remember to feel the fingers and palms planting, hips far away. Shift forward into Ashtanga pose, knees, chest, and chin. Glide through low cobra. On your exhale, you'll press all the way back. Either lift the left or get ready to step the left foot through lunge position. Good, follow up, right foot steps forward, Uttanasana, and one sweeping motion, arms either airplane or forward to rise up and arch. And exhale, hands to prayer, and release, Tadasana. See how quickly you can come back to understanding the body in this position, physically, energetically. Nice. Bring your hands on the hips. We'll practice Parsvatonasana. This is where we might want to have the blocks. And if you have them, 2 of them, you can have one on either side of the mat at the top. Otherwise, one block is fine on the inside of the right foot. Step your left foot back roughly 3.5 feet. Now, rather than being on a tightrope, make sure your left foot steps out a little bit so you're on a narrow railroad track stance here, 1 foot on each track. Your right toes are pointing exactly forward. Your left toes are just slightly turned out, so not even a 45-degree angle, a little bit less. You want your hips to be facing forward. So this will help to create a nice strong stance. You're protecting your back knee. Let's keep our hands on our hips for the moment. And I want you to feel the front of your hips. So we're not at our waist, we're lower. Take a micro bend to that right knee, stand tall. And now we'll lean forward directly like we're folding forward. And this will be a deep stretch behind the right leg. Keep a feeling of lift through the abdomen. And we can lower the hands either to your shin, if you don't have a block, or to the blocks. And just like we did in our Ardha Uttanasana, that feeling of length here to start. And if this feels like the maximum range, stay here. Otherwise, see if you might fold from here. The hands might even lower towards the mat. You might even flatten the blocks or change how you're using the blocks there to support you. And see if you can let the neck muscles relax. Maintain connection to the floor with the left heel. Make sure that's not lifting off. And this is an intense stretch. That's the definition of Parsvatonasana. Intense stretch for the back of the leg. But we want to make sure there's also a balance of ability to keep centered, to not strain. Nice. Any amount you can straighten your right knee as the muscles lengthen. Take a few moments here. And then we'll reverse the way we came in. Start to lengthen the back, either hands to the shin. And when you can, hands back to the hips. Feel that hinging motion as you push on the right foot to help yourself lift. Awesome. And let's simply step the left foot forward and step the right foot back. Remember, you're not on a tightrope. Get a nice position so you're in a good stance. No more than 4 feet distance between legs. More like, 3.5, 4 feet. Start off with the legs strong. Look at your toes so that the right toes are slightly angled out. That looks right, everyone. Your hips are forward. Inhale, lengthen the torso. Exhale, begin reaching forward like you're going right into a forward fold. Feel the body centered. Feel the right foot pressing firmly, micro bending the left knee as you need. And when you're ready, hands to the shin or to the blocks. Once you feel you've created as much length in your forward fold as you can, now let the body round and adjust. Maybe the hands lower towards the ankle, towards the mat, flattening the blocks. And as you breathe, notice where you can soften through the body, where you still need to activate, press firmly with the right foot, the right heel. And can the left knee straighten any amount more? Not necessary, but you're just checking in. So this looks good. Everyone's hips look nice and level. Really nice. And start to make your way out by hands to the shin, or when you're ready, hands to the hips. Lengthen the body. Press on the left foot to rise up. And step the right foot forward. Shake out the legs, shake out the arms. Nice. Let's step into our wide angle pose now. So you might face the camera, and then we'll turn our heels inwards. We'll practice Uddiyana Bandha and Agnisara Dauti. A thumbs up, have we done this? Have we been practicing this a bit? Awesome. All right, so I don't need to go into great detail, but remember that it's the full forward folding, and then it's this lifting, scooping up of the belly like a vacuum feeling, and that you hold just for as long as you can to release and stand up and inhale without gasping. Here we go. Inhale. Scoop up the belly. And let's release the belly, stand up, then inhale. So remember, if you feel lightheaded at all when you do this, maybe skip the next 2 rounds. We'll do one more Uddiyana Bandha. And if you know Agnisara Dauti, I'll let you add that in on your own. All right, here we go. So remember, it's inhale. I'm exhaling through the mouth, really pressing out, squeezing out the air. And then that at the end of the exhale, that the abdomen scoops up like a vacuum, arms straighten. Inhale. Keep the breath out. Straighten arms, scoop up the abdomen, hold. When you're ready, release the abdomen, stand up, and then inhale. Take a few moments. Feel the energy we're generating in Agnisara, in Uddiyana Bandha. Last one, Agnisara Dauti. Inhale. This is that snapping motion like Kapalabhati, but the air is not moving. You've got to decide when you can release the belly, stand up, and inhale without the gasp. Takes practice. Good job. Awesome. Let's come right onto your back, Shavasana. Some of you know that it's helpful to adjust your camera angle. You can do that now as well, so that most of what we'll be doing will be in a lower position. Once you find yourself on your back, just settle in here. Accept all that happened as the warm-up and preparation for setting the body in a healing motion. Fill yourself with acceptance, awareness. Om. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale. As soon as you're ready, bending the knees as you want so you can roll onto your abdomen. Once you're on your abdomen, we'll set up for low cobra. Hands right under the shoulders. Yeah, again, adjust any angles here so that I can still see you. And if you want to face forward too, that might be easier to connect. Nice. All right, so slide the hands back enough so the elbow points up to the ceiling. Bring your ankles close together. Unless there's any discomfort in your back, then keep them apart. Press down on the shoelace part of the feet. Lightly press down on the hips. Start to lift the head, neck, and chest. Low cobra. Lightly squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Focus on the point between the shoulder blades. And then Asha, I don't know if you're modifying, but if you want, you can slide your hands back, right? So your elbows point up, or unless you're, yeah. Nice. Option, extend the arms, palms towards the legs. Next option, to interlace fingers behind you and float the legs, balancing in Purvanavasana. Feel the legs are strong, reaching out long, not tensing, but feeling the activation of muscles in the back, the legs, the hips, abdomen. Take another inhale and exhale, gently release the body, Advasana, resting either arms alongside the body or you're welcome to have hands like a pillow. Returning right back to Purvanavasana, center the forehead, float the arms, legs, balancing on the abdomen, either interlaced fingers or arms alongside the body, back on the abdomen. Good. We'll transition this into Dhanurasana or stay here. Bending the knees, reach back, lower the forehead, float the legs higher, then lift the upper body. Option today will be our rocking bow pose. Roll over to your right side if that feels available to you by softening out of the pose a little and rolling and leaning to the right. So it's a little challenging. You want to feel the left leg pressing more firmly into the left hand. Leading over to the right. Yeah. Back to center. And leading with the right leg reaching up, so roll over to your left. So you're actually letting yourself rock to the side if you feel you can, yeah. And then roll back to the belly. Maybe one more lift if that feels available to you, pressing feet. Nice, and then on your exhale, releasing from the pose gently. Anything you need here from rocking the hips gently to bent knees with feet windshield wipering. Take a moment. Good. Hands under the shoulders, shift up to either plank or tabletop. And feel the length of the torso here. In tabletop, just make sure you're not letting the low back slouch down. There's a feeling of lift through the abdomen. Nice. And then let's shift the hips all the way back, downward dog. Feel the hips reaching far away from the hands as though we're creating traction for the back. Feel the head heavy, reaching in the opposite direction. You can also take Balasana, child's pose, if that feels more soothing for your body. Nice, everyone. From here, step to Malasana. One foot steps to the middle of the mat, the other foot to the middle of the mat with our toes pointing out. So now our Malasana is right near the middle of the mat. Palms might come to prayer. You might need to find your block so that you have that ledge to sit on. Yeah, and you remember you have 3 heights of the block. So depending on how your hips are doing, if you need that extra support or cushions. Yeah, that looks good. Lengthening by pressing elbows towards the knees squeezing towards the elbows. And let's return to our upward boat pose by reaching one arm behind, the other arm behind, walking your feet in front of you, lower the hips. Reach your arms forward and float the legs in front of you. Balancing here. Nice. Yep, if some of you want to reach towards the feet and you know this is part of your practice, we did this the other day, so lifting up and finding your balance here, maybe looking gently up towards the ceiling without straining the neck. Try to soften your shoulders a little bit. Yeah, good. Back to our upward boat, either bent knees or straightened legs. Nice. And let's touch the heels down once again, bent knees. And let's hold behind the knees and lean the body towards the thighs. You may want to even hug all the way behind the legs. Stay here or walk your heels forward to begin to lengthen the legs out, and you can feel the arms make contact with the mat, trying to keep the abdomen on the thighs, lengthening. Stay here, or some of you can transition right into Paschimottanasana, one arm reaching forward and the other arm reaching forward. Do your best to let the neck muscles relax, the head hang heavy. Draw the energy inward. See if you can feel the neck muscles relax a little bit more. Notice if it's possible for the head to lower another inch or two. Very nice. On your next inhale, begin to lift the head. Start to reach the arms by the ears, and we'll lengthen to come up. Press the backs of the knees down on the mat, toes stay lifted to energize the legs, and fan the arms down to the sides. All right, shift so you can roll down onto your back, reach your arms forward. Using abdominal muscles, roll down one vertebra at a time. Very good. We'll take one more activation for the legs and hips. So we'll bend the knees and place the feet down. We'll go through some variations of this. We'll start with rock the baby. So rock the baby, you'll bring your left hand towards the bottom of the right sole. Do your best now to bring that foot towards the left shoulder as you rotate open the right knee and hip. Now, some of you might just stay here so you have a hand on the knee and a hand on the foot and you're rocking this way. You can feel how that softens the hip. Yep. Some of you might be able to bring the foot towards the crease of the left elbow, stepping on inside the left elbow and wrapping the right arm around the right knee, interlacing fingers. You might extend the left leg long on the mat. Now, some of you might be able to progress from here, reaching the right arm through underneath to hold on to the calf. The hook of the right arm is going to be underneath, holding on to the right calf. And then the left arm. So you're using your elbows to hook, to hold that leg up with you. That's right. And last option, take the right arm back out from underneath, reach the right arm alongside the right ear, and bend at the elbow to reach to find the left fingers. This is working towards Ekapada Shirshasana and a reclining. Yes, so we're getting the hip to open, bringing the foot up towards the body. Nice. Breathing steadily, and good. Let's release. Step the right foot down, pause for a moment, extend the leg, rock the legs. Hooray for our hips. All right, bend both knees, feet down. Take the other side, hug the left knee in. So remember, we've got lots of nice stages here to work with. Right hand can start on the sole of the left foot, left hand helping to rotate the knee and hip open. This might be enough, rocking side to side, listening to that hip. If it feels that you can step the left foot into the crease of the right elbow, and the left arm can wrap around the outside of the left knee so the fingers interlace. We continue rocking here and possibly extending the right leg. So now we have a nice long stretch for the leg. You can feel this in the outer left hip. No pain in the knee here. Make sure you're doing okay. You're letting the hip open. All right, if we're continuing to be okay, reach your left arm under to hook under the calf. Right arm, hook under the ankle. You might have to lift the head. You may be able to keep reclining with the head. Now the right arm is going to stay. Right arm is under the ankle if you can. So not under the foot so much as under the ankle. And then the left arm slips out. Extend the left arm alongside the ear, and it might reach to find the fingers on the right. Breathing steadily wherever you are. Maybe you can still do if you have the elbows around the knees, you're rocking. Yep. Nice. And gently release. Lower the foot and then extend the leg. Rock the legs, rock the arms, rock the head side to side. We'll move into our inversion practice. If you're choosing the gentle inversion, go ahead and find the prop to place it right under your low back or legs up the wall. I know you've all been working on a lot of different ones now that support you, so listen to your body for today. I'll give the guidance for shoulder stand. Make sure the shirts are tucked in. You've got nice clearance in your space. If you're using the blanket, yeah, I see people setting that up well. So remembering how that is set up. And as soon as you feel ready for those going into shoulder stand, with the palms down, swing your legs up and over, catch the low back. Now take a moment before the legs go right in the air. I like using this moment to adjust. Now, Celeste, make sure, yeah, as your head is on the mat, right? Okay. Make sure that you've adjusted well for the elbows to be close together, shoulders close, and then the legs go into the air. There we go, good. All right, so I'm going to give us a 2-minute inversion time. I'll give you a minute cue as they pass. As you all know, you'll come out sooner as you need. You can experiment in your poses as you've learned. One thing to always notice is the hands, whichever position you're in, that you're not causing strain even for the thumbs or fingers, that you're thinking about how to support yourself to make this sustainable. Inversions have a balancing effect. You might even return to the steadiness of the breath. Feel the balance of the inhale with the exhale. We have 1 more minute, but feel free to come out or add this time for variations. You could try lowering one foot towards the floor overhead, keeping the other leg directly up towards the ceiling, whether you're in Ekapada or Shirshasana. Take a few moments experimenting. And we have half a minute, so if you're practicing some variations, be sure to alternate. Om. Starting to make our way out. If you're in shoulder stand, legs reach overhead, toes towards the floor. Extend the arms, palms down, using abdominal muscles. Legs stay nice and close to the body as you roll down one vertebra at a time. For Shirshasana, find your Balasana for a few moments. Keep the low back pressing down as the legs lower down to the mat. Bend your knees if you need to. Once you feel the legs land from moving out of shoulder stand position, pause, and then turn the head side to side. Everyone else, let's make our way back to the mats for Matsyasana or Supta Vajrasana. So I'll give directions for Matsyasana, palms against the outer legs. Flex the ankles so toes are up towards the ceiling. When you're ready, lift the head, press on the elbows, look towards the feet, not moving the elbows, tilt the pelvis forward, lift the belly, arch the back, crown of the head on the mat. As you're breathing here, you feel the elbows lightly pressing down to lift through the chest. Notice if it feels okay to have the pressure on the head, then you can put less pressure on the elbows. Deep, full breaths, expanding the lungs. So beneficial to get to refresh around the apex of the lungs. We tend to not be able to recycle that air as well. So this is a pose that helps to open the space. A gentle smile, which I already see a couple of those, is helpful to stretch the neck muscles, to relax the jaw, and to remind us of that inner joy, inner acceptance. And to come out of the pose, pressing on elbows, look up towards the toes, and then gently roll through one vertebra at a time to return onto your back. A few breaths. Jatara Parivartanasana, our spinal twists from the mat on our reclining position. Hug the knees in. Lift the head if you'd like, squeezing in, and then return the head to the mat. Lower the feet to the mat. Lift your hips up and over a few inches to the right. Some of you may choose to cross your right leg over the left. This will make it a little bit more intense. And then lift the knees and feet again and roll the knees to the left. Open the arms and look to the right. Find that balance where you can maybe come back a little bit so the right shoulder lands on the mat. Yeah, good. And then keeping that grounding, see if you can feel the legs, let them soften a little bit more. And find the balance there of grounding with the right, stretching, releasing with the legs. Good. Using abdominal muscles, bring your legs back through center, uncross the legs, touch the feet down, and then hips shift gently over to the left a couple inches. And if you're choosing the cross knee, go for it. Then lift the feet and knees over the other side as you look the opposite direction. Notice the breathing here. And find your way through center. Abdominal muscles support you. Uncross the legs. We'll take our rocking motion to come up to a seated position for Yoga Mudra. If you prefer to roll to the side to come up more gently, feel free to do that. Once you have found your way up, find your comfortable way to sit, cross-legged, kneeling. Use your props as you feel you need to under the hips or in front of you. Reach back, hold on to the right wrist. Close the thumb and index finger. Inhale, lengthen the torso. Close the eyes as you slowly fold forward, sealing in the benefits of your practice. Om. Very slowly, keep the eyes closed as you lift the head, find length as you rise up. And remembering to keep this nice soft energy with eyes closed. Once you're vertical, return the hands to the thighs or knees. Om. Prepare for Shavasana, into our relaxation, Yoga Nidra. What's nice about being in your homes, you can change the lighting as you want. You can have all kinds of props. Clothing you might have forgotten otherwise if we were in a studio. Get all the good things around you. Have your nice yoga setup. We can tense and release Sigra Savasana, squeezing through glutes, legs, arms, shoulder blades, squeeze behind, squeeze the face, squeeze everything, lift if you'd like. Exhale, release. Any other squeezing, releasing, adjustments, and final movements, and then commit to stillness. Scan through the body, notice if any areas are calling for special attention. To encourage these areas to release, we'll send breath. And we'll scan through the entire body to encourage it to let go altogether. Feel this warming, healing energy move in through the toes to relax the feet, the ankles, to soften the calf muscles, the shins. Relax the knees, thighs, and hamstrings. Let all parts of the legs relax. Feel a warming, healing energy around the hips and pelvis, softening and letting go. Warming, healing across the abdomen through the digestive system, softening the muscles between the ribs, the esophagus, the lungs, and a healing energy through the heart. Relaxation of the low back muscles, middle back, and upper back. Feel the hands letting go, softening the wrists, the forearms, the elbows, relaxing the upper arms, and all parts of the arms and hands relax. Soften the shoulders, imagine a weight dropping away, releasing the shoulders, softening the neck, relaxing the jaw, the mouth, softening around the nose, the eyes. Feel softness in the front of the head, sides of the head, and back of the head. Relax the top of the head and the entire body. The breath guides you to a deeper state of being, a feeling of flow as expansion and contraction. And you can witness this, the flow of your own breath. Let the mind move you past any thoughts, feelings, sensations. Navigate beyond to a clear opening, the broadest, clearest space, connection to cosmic space. The expansiveness of all space. And the depth of peace that resides within you. Rest here. Om. 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 Bring awareness to the breath. Feel this nice movement as you inhale and expand abdomen. Feel it rise towards the rib cage, expanding, lifting chest. And as you exhale, softening back through until you feel the navel center lightly pressing towards the ground. Inhale, expand the belly towards the ceiling. Feel the rib cage expand, the chest slightly lift. And through the exhale, reversing chest lowers, soften ribs, and actively press the belly button towards the floor. Pull it in. One more time, expand. Once you reach the top, expand fully, and then exhale, passing through slowly, chest, ribs, and belly, squeezing the air. Start to wiggle the fingers, the toes, arms, and legs. If you'd like, you can stretch out long. And feel yourself return here to this physical body. Bend your knees, feet can touch down, and roll to the side. And then using hands, lift yourself up to your seated position. Use your cushion, your blankets, your support so you're comfortable. We'll take one active round of Kapalabhati, the skull shining breath, to bring vitality back to the body, to awaken digestive fire. As you're sitting up tall, let's exhale the air. Take your partial inhale and begin. Remember to go at your own pace. Keep going, keeping the back of the body quiet. Keep the face relaxed. The focus is on that snapping motion. So you're not even feeling like you're pushing the air out through the nostrils. Feels that it's coming from a deeper space, a little further back, almost around the throat, and out through the nasal passageway, not just shallow from the nostrils. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale. A deep, full, expansive inhale. If you can, pause for a few moments at the top. The slowest exhale you can manage, mindfully, slowly exhaling. At the bottom of the exhale, we'll begin our meditation. You'll return to regular breathing and focus the mind. Om. Hands can come to prayer position for our closing shlokas. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj ki. Jai. Bowing forward, honoring your practice, honoring this time and Zoom space together. And as you're ready, making your way up. Namaste.